Welcome back to the Niching Your Business YouTube channel. Today, I'm gonna walk you through how to build something incredible for your business. Something that will make you very profitable and it can make you the go-to person in your area or your industry. I'm gonna show you what we use every day to build out an assembly line for content. So whether this is writing an article, whether this is doing a video, if you use these tools or tools similar to this, you set this up, you're gonna become more efficient with your time and you're able to produce so much more effective content that we are working with here.
Okay, creating content and getting traction and doing it can be very challenging. I know. I've been doing it for more than 5 years. I've created more than 10,000 pieces of content through blogging, podcasting, videos. Today, I'm going to show you not just how to get traction, coming up with good ideas, not wasting your team's time. If you have a team, if it's just you, that's okay. That's exactly how I started out creating my own content for 2.5 years. First thing I want to show you today is called the Google Drive. Now you can use iCloud, you can use anything. I also still use an external hard drive in some situations. We've used services like WeTransfer. But the reason I use Google Drive now is I've got a team all over the world. And I want my team to have access to that Google Drive to really speed up that process. So we're going to go into Google Drive and I'm going to show you what my Google Drive looks like. So let's go over here to the left to my drive. Now there's two areas here that I want you to really focus on. Don't focus into these other ones, but videos needing to be edited. So these are videos when I shoot a video and I upload it here, it goes into videos need to be edited. After it's been edited, then my videos go to raw footage. You may ask, why edited, why raw footage? So the raw footage is, I want to be able to repurpose all this content we've created through the years. And videos that have already been edited may have YouTube stuff, they may have Facebook stuff, that's fine. I've got the raw, so I can take 2 or 3 videos, I can put them together and I'll show you how to do that in a bonus tool that I did not talk about on the channel. And here, that way you can take up one piece of content, plug it together. For example, when we have flood zones, we may have 3 different videos. We brought those videos together to create a new piece of content and all these different things. So I'm always looking at repurposing my content to make sure I can take my content as far as I possibly can. So that's the Google Drive. Now look, you can go in there and you can upgrade it. You can kind of see right here how much I've got that at 2 terabyte. And let's just click here to say get more storage and see what the pricing is. So if I wanted to do up to 5 terabytes for a year, it's $250. I mean, I could get an external drive, of course, for 1/10 of that cost. But you can see for 2 terabyte, it was $100 a year, but which I've already bought. Now let's go back to home and I'll show you this again. So I got videos. I got the same thing, raw photos, raw videos. I got some different things in here. We got some different things for marketing for our different companies. But the main 2 things I want you to focus on here is videos need to be edited and raw footage. This is going to help you get the most out of your content as possible. All right, now on to Descript. What exactly is Descript? Descript is a really cool AI tool. It's a transcription service for audio, video. You can create all kinds of video. What we use it for are different projects. So right here, you can see a list of my projects. So let's click on this one for coastal flood zones because it's just something we recently did. And what I did is I uploaded the video from YouTube. And what it did is it gave me this whole transcription right here. Now, potentially what I could do is once I get all this done and I have this transcription, you see, people ask me all the time, hey, Chris, why do you do video first? One of the reasons I do video first is I can usually get a blog out of it. I might be able to get a podcast out of a video, can't get a video out of a blog. And so I'm really able to fast forward it on 3 pieces of content when I do a video. But when I do this transcription, I can even use AI right here to write a script if I want. I could use it to do that, but I'm not. In this particular tool, you could use it for things like that. You could put audio up there. You could pull out the transcription from the audio. So you could take a podcast, turn it into a blog, take a video, turn it into a blog, all these different things. This is very important when you put a video on your website. So you have a brief introduction to the video. But then I like to take this and I put it in either Gemini, Claude, or ChatGPT. And that's what we're going to talk about in the next video. But let's go back and kind of show you around Descript a little. And I'll have the links in the comments of this video for Trello, for Descript. I won't probably have one in ChatGPT because that's easy for people to find. And then I'll also have one in there for the bonus we're going to talk about at the end of this video. So keep watching this video to learn about a tool that we did not discuss. But we talk about projects, quick recordings. If I wanted to record a piece of content here, I can do that. I can go over here to the speakers and add a new speaker here. All these different things. You can even go to learn script. Welcome to Descript when you talk about features and workflows, all this different stuff. It's a very valuable tool. Usually costs me about $30 a month to do all these things. Video messages, all that stuff. So this is the walkthrough of using Descript. Now, when we're done with Descript and we've got that script ready, what are we doing with it? That's what we're going to talk you through in this next step. So let's get started. All right. We're on to ChatGPT now. Like I said, you can use Claude, Gemini, all these services to do this. You can use Perplexity, which is another great tool. Check out Perplexity Pages. It could be a huge thing when writing blogs. But you remember that Descript I told you I had on that project? Let's go over here and copy this over to ChatGPT. And we're going to copy it. We're going to do this. We're going to say, all right, so I've put everything in here and I'm waiting for it to kind of just generate some different things here. And it does take a few minutes. As I said, you can look at Claude and all these things. As you can see right here, look at all the different things that it's talking about. It talks about, that's pretty good. That's a good start. Now remember, I'm not going to just take this and copy and paste this, but also remember, this is built in my brand voice because it's coming from a video that I shot. So I'm not just telling it to shoot. Now you can even see as we drive into the basics and things like this. So even though I shot that video, I'm still going to go back and kind of humanize this a little bit more. I'm going to add a little more detail for this blog to go with this video. And as you said, you talk about conclusion, whatever. So that's a good start with ChatGPT. Then I could take it over to another tool to see maybe how it's going to rank, called Neuron. And we're going to talk about that over in the next video. All right, now I'm walking you through Neuron Writer, which is an artificial intelligence writer. Remember, with these tools, these are just tools. They should not be the tool belt. You want to make sure you're humanizing your content. You're not just putting trash out there. So on this one, we're going to go over to the Flood Insurance Guru because that's the website. And what we're looking to rank for here, and I've already done the hidden risk of flood zones, but let's just go over and create one on coastal flood zones. Now, here's a cool thing. You could do a new piece of content. You could take a piece of content from your current website and just try to optimize it. Remember, you should always be going back and optimizing and updating these blogs when you're creating this content and all this different stuff. For this one, we're just doing coastal flood zones. We're going to click on it. And it does take a few minutes to start generating this. And when it does, it's going to give us some keywords. It's going to give us H1 tags, titles, all these different things. And as we start to humanize it and play with it, this tool is going to tell us kind of where our competition's ranking, where we're ranking. Remember, these tools are not always 100% accurate. In fact, they may only be 60 to 70% accurate, but it might still be way more accurate than you are right now. But as this goes through and it's analyzing this in progress, this is a tool that you can go over. I don't know if it's still on there. You could go to AppSumo. We did a one-time payment of about $400 to get the higher end part of Neuron Writer. You could use a phrase.io. We used a phrase for many years. You could go to Perplexity Pages, which is really good, which is a competitor of ChatGPT. You could probably do something on Claude, Gemini, all these to get this data because you want to understand, but you want to be also careful here that you're not just writing content for the algorithm. That's how a lot of people get in trouble. You want to write content for your customer. You want to speak to your customer's problem, your solution, and putting that solution in place. What does success look like? What are the stakes? All these different things. Now, when I put this in here, remember, this is for the Flood Insurance Guru. So we can see all these companies that are ranking really high, right? I don't see a whole lot of insurance companies. Do you? Tells me maybe a good opportunity here. Let's keep going with this thing. So here you could use AI to generate a title if you wanted to. That's not really what I'm looking for. You can kind of see the title that it's using doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Let's see. Let's just go over and create our own. Oh, we don't care about sea level and all that. All right, now let's try to write a description based on the title that we're using. As I said, this may not be accurate at all, but that looks pretty accurate on a title. And right here on the right-hand side, it's showing us kind of how that's going to show up. So let's go ahead and hit save and close. Now you see our best competitors at 69. So now we're going to go over to article. We're going to go to terms. And we're looking for all these basic terms here. We're going to go ahead and you could copy this right here. And you could take this back over to the ChatGPT and say include so now it's rewriting it in ChatGPT based on those terms I just gave it. Now I'm going to come back over here and I'm going to look at the extended terms. I'm going to go back to ChatGPT again. Remember, with ChatGPT, it's always getting better and better. Use all right, so now it's rewriting it again. As I said, it gets better and better the way it learns. But the way I've also got a ChatGPT built where it understands our brand voice for the Flood Insurance Guru because of the sample writing we've had. So it's writing using different approaches with the customer being the guide, the customer being the hero, us being the guide, simply answering customers' questions. All these different things that we've used as marketing strategies to build the Flood Insurance Guru over the last 6 years as an inbound marketing machine through education. So just remember that. Now, we want to go through and review this. As you see, it's not very long, so let's do this. So we want to kind of expand this thing a little bit more. And as we're waiting on this, remember, you're always going through and you want to improve this. You want to make sure you humanize it. You want to make sure it's your voice. You just don't want to throw something in ChatGPT. And one way to do that is going to your settings in ChatGPT and putting in customized things of who your target audience is. Using your brand voice, give it samples of your writings and all this. And it's going to make it pretty accurate on here. So when one of my team members comes in here, it might write with my voice. That voice may be only 60, 70% accurate. But we got to continue to improve on that. And as we get this thing written, we're going to embed videos and all this. It's going to be pulling in the ranking from YouTube as well. Now, typically, I wait about 7 days after posting a video to YouTube before I put it into a blog because I don't want to mess up the algorithm too much. But let's just go ahead and copy this over to Neuron Writer. And remember that score at top? It's already at a 55. But we need a H1 tag. Remember, that's basically what someone sees. So I'm already at a 69, which is a top one with them. And as I said, you go through this. Make that an H2. And as I go through and discuss different things, you see I'm already at an 80. You see how much higher I'm ranking past the competition here? My words, 1,600. Their words, 400. Here's the thing. I'm also going to take that video that I transcribed. I'm going to take the link off YouTube, and I'm going to go in my CRM when I write a blog through HubSpot because HubSpot is the CRM we use, and I'm going to also embed that video in here. The other thing I'm going to do with this piece of content is this is on coastal flood zones. So maybe I have something deeper here at the bottom that I want them to take action on. Maybe it's downloading a quick ebook of about 5 pages that I built. We'll show you how to build ebooks in a different video. But now they download it. So not only are they just reviewing my blog, but once they download it too, they're giving me their contact information. So maybe I know that they were looking to get a quote. They downloaded this in coastal flood zones. So when I reach out to them, I can see that they downloaded it and all these things. So this is how it works on kind of writing the blog through Neuron and continue to adjust it. Now I can still go through here and play with these terms, which I will, but I don't want to spend 30 minutes on a video doing that. But I will go through here, continuing to tweak it, deciding, what do we want to add here? Because I'm going to go back over to headings here for H2 and H3. You see, even will score go down a little bit if you do certain things here, like you have too many H3 tags and all that. So it really does help you a lot. Look, you don't have to use Neuron, like I said. There's all kinds of AI writers out there. The key is don't use the AI writer to do all the work for you. Use it kind of as a guide. The content should still be coming from you. You should be telling that story as you walk people through overcoming this obstacle, solving this problem, and all of these things. So I'll continue to play. And my goal is always to get us into the 90s. It doesn't always happen that way. But I also don't want to just write this piece of content for SEO. I want to write it that a customer can identify with it. They can understand it. They want to read it. It's easy to read. Keep it on a second grade reading level. All these different things. All right, now I'm doing a walkthrough for you of the project management tool that we use. Now, we particularly use Trello. You could use anything like Asana, Monday. You just want to make sure you're using a tool usually outside your CRM. Because look, custom relationship management systems are great. Project management-wise, they're not the best at. So you want to have a designated tool. Now, this one cost me about $75 a month because of the amount of users I have on there. However, they do have a free version on here, and most of them do. Most of them you can probably do for about $10 to $15 a month. We're just at a much higher level. So I'm going to walk you through exactly what our process looks like. So when it comes to creating content, and I am doing keyword research, or let's just say I get a content idea. I typically am putting it right here in the content idea stage. And then when I decide, all right, I'm ready to start doing some research on this idea, or this idea is a no-go, I can go in here, I can delete it if I needed to. They call it archive, so I could archive it, which basically moves it to the trash. Or, hey, I'm ready to do keyword research, so let me just move it over here right now. And when I'm doing the keyword research, I'm really trying to understand content on YouTube, maybe even TikTok, Google, what people are searching for that matches with that title. So that keyword research and that content idea, once I put my keyword research together with that idea, then that's going to get me where I move it over to the title. So I've got my title done. I've got my research done. The idea is done. And once all that's done, a lot of times I'll go ahead and move it over to needs a thumbnail. I can go ahead and move this right here. So we need a thumbnail. So then we move it to the thumbnail. So then we got the thumbnail and we got the title. Now it's time for me to get to work, which means film and prep. And film and prep is when I go in and I've got my title and all that, and I'll maybe start writing my scripts, writing what these are about, doing research, understanding the layout. What kind of B-roll do I want for the editor? If I've got an editor, I do now at a very reasonable amount. He probably charged me about $20 a video. I found him on onlinejobs.ph. So that's something you can definitely take a look at if you're looking for a video editor. You can also reach out to me in the channel if you want to learn more about getting a video editor. We don't offer video editing services, but I'd be glad to match you up with someone. So then that's film and prep. So that kind of gives me, hey, here's how I need to lay out my video. Here's how I need to work on my hook. And I'll even title it hook, problem, solution, story, whatever story I'm telling, because that's going to keep people engaged when you're shooting a video. So now I get all that done. I'm ready to prep it. And then once I'm done prepping it, I move it over here to it needs to be edited. Now, what you'll notice too is you'll notice a name by here. So when I move it that needs to be edited, I'm adding a member here who is my video editor. And then I'm putting a due date on there. And that editor understands now, hey, I need to do this video by this date. And you remember when we talked about the Google Drive? I would put that in the comments here. Actually, link to the Google Drive and say, hey, video is in Google Drive. Here it is. So he's working on getting this edited. He'll move whatever he's working on over to needs to be edited. Or I'll move it for him. For example, right here, I need to put his name, what needs to be edited next. Once he gets these ready, if there's an issue with the video, we need to make a correction. He's going to move it to ready to review. After I'm ready to review, if I like it, awesome. I move it over to our website or YouTube, whatever we're using it for. And I'm going to move it into revision. I'm going to assign it to him and put in the notes what revisions I need. Then when I'm ready on these revisions, he'll move up to ready to review and assign to me, where people can see exactly what I'm working on there. As I'm working on this, we got to the revision. Upload, and if we've got everything uploaded, everything looks good here, then once I'm done, I move it to completed. So now it's in completed. So now I can see what's on all these different stages. For example, all the things here that might need a thumbnail that had an old due date or something on there. I can start to clean these things out and kind of move things through the assembly line. Now remember, this is the video edit. This is just if you're doing video. Now I want to go and show you what content looks like. Once again, ideas on blog, to do. Maybe I'm doing an outline in the to do and I'm doing my research and all these different things. The keyword research to understand what people are searching for. And I've got it right here in the outline. Not all ideas are going to work their way through here. I might have ideas here that I don't want to waste my team's time with, but I put them here so I don't forget about it. Then I come back maybe once a week and I decide, is that a good idea? Because a lot of times I'll do rapid fire, where I come up with 10 different ideas and then I've got everything ready to go. Then I may move it to do. Now, to do is we may have an ebook, we may have a newsletter we're working on, whatever. Some kind of content here that is written. Or I may know, hey, what's in the progress here? Working on different tags for blogs, these kinds of things. Or my editor or content writer might need to interview somebody on my staff. And if they do, they would move it right here. Needs to interview John about a certain sales situation. And so that he can really understand the problem he's helping customers solve when he's writing this. Then when he's got all that ready to go, we may move it over to the needs review, which means it's time for me to review it to make sure it's good. It's not, if we need to add video, links, thumbnails, we're moving it over here. Then we've got, of course, in pending approval, where I decide, hey, are we going to release this or not? For example, we've got one sitting here on Climate Change blog that's already been done. So I need to get that moved. And all these different things. Maybe we need to put some content into our Learning Center on our website. Then we've got a stage for it here. And then if we got everything ready to be published, I've approved it and all that, I could put a whole list here. And when it needs to be published, my content manager and my video editor and all them know, hey, we need to work on getting these things published to YouTube, to the website, whatever, taking them live. And once they do that, they move them over to completed. I've shown you today, content board, the video editing. You can use this for anything. In fact, I have HubSpot projects in here for the rest of my team as we're working on different stuff for the websites. I have things for my other company, Niche Your Business, that I'm working on. If I'm working on pipelines, trying to understand things, we're building out a virtual assistant course right now. So all these different things. So this is what Trello looks like and how it works. You can go look at pricing and all that. It's very reasonable. As I said, you can look at Monday, Asana, all these things. But this is the walkthrough of Trello and how it works. All right, now it's time for that bonus that I told you about. Didn't really talk about much in the video, and that is Opus Clip. Now, this is potentially going to be our shorts strategy. Now, you got to be kind of cautious with shorts. For example, with us, our audience typically is 35 to 55. They either own a home or they're looking at buying a home. Sometimes that audience is not in as much into the short crowd. And what you have to understand too, the short crowd could be completely different than the long form crowd. So it may not automatically, oh, they watch your short, they can watch your long form. No, you have to understand how to feed these audiences differently. But remember that video on coastal flood zones? Well, I'm going to go, and I uploaded it last night. We're going to go right here. We're not coastal flood zones, sorry. We did this one on where to buy flood insurance. So it gave me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I got 6 potential clips. Now, the good news is it gives you scoring here. And I only ended up using 2 or 3 out of these, right? But guess what? I got 2 or 3 short clips out of this. Now, here's a cool thing. I can actually embed these short clips if I put them on YouTube Shorts into my blog, or I could do the full long form video. Either way, it is going to help drive the traffic there because it's going to have the SEO on the website. It's going to have the SEO in the video. So the two are going to be working together. Trust me. I learned this the hard way. You should definitely be embedding some of those YouTube videos into your blogs, and don't use some of these Wistias and things like that where videos sit on your website. While those are a very important tool and it's important for different website pages, the YouTube video can play a vital role in those blogs because of the SEO traffic that it's bringing in. And it brings in about 200 to 300 leads a month for us organically. So you definitely want to work on these strategies. Now, on these, you could go ahead and download these, and you could use them for TikTok. You could use them for Facebook Reels, Instagram, all these different things. Now, the way we do HubSpot is we have all these in here. So we may put out one a day. Now, our ideal audience is not hanging out on Instagram. They're generally hanging out on YouTube and Facebook. So those are the areas that we're focused on. We don't get distracted by trying to post all the different platforms because we want to really understand our target audience and where they're living, what they're searching for, and all these different things. Remember, jump back over to the Sparktora video that we did a walkthrough on that helps you understand your target audience a little bit deeper. So this is the walkthrough on Opus Clip. And also, this is very reasonable if you want the Opus Clip. Let's see if it shows it to me. You could see, where I could buy a pack of $3,600 for $114. Now, I've got 60 hours in here. 60 hours is going to get me a good amount of time. I mean, imagine 60 hours. That's, 60 hours when we're doing 1-minute videos here. Not even that sometimes, maybe 2-minute videos. That's getting you a ton of content. In fact, easily for the year of content. So this might be you could use something like Get Much. Get Much was okay. Opus has performed better. Now Opus did dip down where we were having some quality issues. It does seem to have come back up. So this is that bonus one I wanted to tell you about. So that is how to use Opus.
Well, I hope these tools and this process kind of helped you understand of how you need to set things up for your organization or your business. But remember, make sure to share, like, subscribe to the channel so you can get these weekly updates as we do these different videos and we test out different tools and we help you build out the niche for your business, whether that's target audience, creating content, lead magnets, all these different things you, of course, will find here on the channel. And we look forward to seeing you in the next video.